Abundant, existing in large quantities or numbers. Example, the garden was abundant with colorful flowers. Adapt, adjust or modify to suit a different condition or environment. Example, he had to adapt to the new work environment. Agitate, to disturb or upset. Example, the protest was organized to agitate for social change. Apprehensive, anxious or fearful about something that might happen. Example, she was apprehensive about speaking in public. Astonish, to surprise or amaze greatly. Example, his magic tricks never failed to astonish the audience. Benevolent, showing kindness and goodwill. Example, the philanthropist was known for his benevolent deeds. Cacophony, a harsh, discordant mixture of sounds. Example, the street was filled with the cacophony of honking cars. Deceptive, giving an appearance or impression that is misleading. Example, his friendly demeanor was deceptive, he had a hidden agenda. Eccentric, unconventional and slightly strange. Example, the artist had an eccentric sense of fashion. Elaborate, involving many careful details, to explain in greater detail. Example, she gave an elaborate explanation of the scientific process. Fragile, easily broken or delicate. Example, the antique vase was so fragile that it had to be handled with care. Gregarious, fond of the company of others, sociable. Example, she was a gregarious person who enjoyed socializing. Haphazard, lacking any obvious principle of organization. Example, the books on the shelf were arranged in a haphazard manner. Immutable, unchanging over time, unalterable. Example, the laws of physics are believed to be immutable. Indignant, feeling or showing anger or annoyance at what is perceived as unfair treatment. Example, he was indignant about the unfair treatment he received. Jubilant, feeling or expressing great happiness and triumph. Example, the team was jubilant after winning the championship. Keen, having a strong interest or eager desire. Example, she had a keen interest in learning new languages. Luminous, emitting or reflecting light, shining. Example, the moonlight cast a luminous glow on the water. Mundane, lacking interest or excitement, dull. Example, his job involved performing mundane tasks every day. Nurturing, providing care, support, and encouragement for growth or development. Example, her nurturing nature made her an excellent teacher. Obliterate, destroy utterly, wipe out. Example, the storm almost obliterated the small village. Pervasive, spreading widely throughout an area or a group of people. Example, the smell of fresh flowers was pervasive in the garden. Quizzical, showing mild or amused puzzlement. Example, she raised a quizzical eyebrow when she heard the strange sound. Rampant, flourishing or spreading unchecked, widespread. Example, corruption was rampant in the political system. Spectacular, beautiful in a dramatic and eye-catching way. Example, the fireworks display was truly spectacular. Tangible, perceptible by touch, capable of being touched or felt. Example, the results of their hard work were tangible in the form of a successful project. Ubiquitous, present, appearing, or found everywhere. Example, smartphones have become ubiquitous in modern society. Voracious, wanting or devouring great quantities of something. Example, he had a voracious appetite for reading books. Wistful, longing or yearning for something with sadness. Example, she had a wistful look in her eyes as she remembered her childhood. Xenophobia, dislike of or prejudice against people from other countries. Example, xenophobia can lead to misunderstanding and conflict between cultures. Yearn, have an intense longing for something, typically something that one has lost or been separated from. Example, he yearned for adventure and travel to far-off lands. Zealous, showing great enthusiasm or passion. Example, the volunteers were zealous about helping the community. Acumen, the ability to make good judgments and quick decisions. Example, his business acumen helped him make successful investments. Belligerent, hostile and aggressive. Example, his belligerent attitude led to frequent conflicts with his peers. Candid, truthful and straightforward, frank. Example, she gave a candid account of her experiences during the interview. Diligent, having or showing care and conscientiousness in one's work or duties. Example, her diligent efforts paid off when she received the promotion. Eloquent, fluent or persuasive in speaking or writing. Example, his eloquent speech moved the audience to tears. Frugal, sparing or economical with regard to money or food. Example, despite having money, she led a frugal lifestyle. Gullible, easily persuaded to believe something, credulous. Example, he was gullible enough to believe in every online scam. Harmonious, forming a pleasing or consistent whole, free from disagreement or dissent. Example, the group worked together in a harmonious manner. Innovative, introducing new ideas, original and creative in thinking. Example, the company was known for its innovative approach to technology. Jovial, cheerful and friendly in disposition, full of high-spirited energy. Example, his jovial nature made him the life of every party. Keen, having a sharp or strong perception, interest or desire. Example, she had a keen interest in learning new languages. Lethargic, affected by a lack of energy or enthusiasm, sluggish. Example, after a long day, he felt lethargic and unenergetic. Meticulous, showing great attention to detail, very careful and precise. Example, she was meticulous in her research, leaving no detail unchecked. Nostalgia, a sentimental longing or affectionate remembrance of the past. Example, the old photographs filled her with a sense of nostalgia. Obsolete, no longer in general use, out of date. Example, the typewriter has become obsolete in the age of computers. Pensive, engaged in deep or serious thought, reflective. Example, she looked pensive as she stared out of the window. Quaint, attractively unusual or old-fashioned. Example, the small town had a quaint charm that attracted tourists. Resilient, able to withstand or recover from difficult conditions. Example, despite setbacks, he remained resilient and determined. Serene, calm, peaceful, and untroubled, tranquil. Example, the beach at dawn was a serene and peaceful place. Tenacious, tending to keep a firm hold of something, persistent. Example, her tenacious spirit helped her overcome many challenges. Ubiquitous, present, appearing, or found everywhere. Example, smartphones have become ubiquitous in modern society. Voracious, wanting or devouring great quantities of something. Example, he had a voracious appetite for reading books. Whimsical, playfully quaint or fanciful, especially in an appealing and amusing way. Example, her whimsical artwork always captured people's attention. Xenophile, a person who is attracted to foreign peoples, cultures, or customs. Example, Being a xenophile, she loved experiencing new cultures. Yield, to produce or provide a natural, agricultural, or industrial product. Example, hard work and dedication will yield positive results. Zealot, a person who is fanatical and uncompromising in their pursuit of religious, political, or other ideals. Example, he was a zealot when it came to environmental conservation. Acquiesce, to accept something reluctantly but without protest. Example, he had no choice but to acquiesce to their demands. Benevolent, showing kindness and goodwill. Example, the philanthropist was known for his benevolent deeds. Cacophony, a harsh, discordant mixture of sounds. Example, the street was filled with the cacophony of honking cars. Dilemma, a situation in which a difficult choice has to be made between two or more alternatives. Example, she faced a dilemma choosing between two equally good options. Euphoria, a feeling of intense happiness and excitement. Example, winning the championship brought a feeling of euphoria. Fervent, having or displaying a passionate intensity. Example, his fervent support for the team was well known. Gregarious, fond of the company of others, sociable. Example, she was a gregarious person who enjoyed socializing. Hapless, unfortunate, having bad luck. Example, the hapless traveler lost his way in the unfamiliar city. Impetuous, acting or done quickly without thought or care, impulsive. Example, her impetuous decision led to unforeseen consequences. Juxtapose, to place or deal with close together for contrasting effect. Example, the artist chose to juxtapose bright colors with dark ones. Kudos, praise and honor received for an achievement. Example, he received kudos for his outstanding performance in the play. Languid, displaying or having a disinclination for physical exertion or effort, slow and relaxed. Example, the hot weather made everyone feel languid and lazy. Mendacious, not telling the truth. Nemesis, lying, a long-standing rival. Example, an archenemy. His mendacious stories were often hard to believe. His nemesis was his lack of self-discipline. Rewrite, destroy utterly, wipe out. Example, the storm almost obliterated the small village. Pervasive, spreading widely throughout an area or a group of people. Example, the smell of fresh flowers was pervasive in the garden. Quixotic, exceedingly idealistic, unrealistic and impractical. Example, his quixotic ideas often left people bewildered. Raucous, making or constituting a disturbingly harsh and loud noise. Example, the concert was raucous with loud music and cheering. Sagacious, having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment. Example, the sage was known for his sagacious advice. Trepidation, a feeling of fear or agitation about something that may happen. Example, with trepidation, he entered the haunted house. Ubiquitous, present, appearing, or found everywhere. Example, smartphones have become ubiquitous in modern society. Voracious, wanting or devouring great quantities of something. Example, he had a voracious appetite for reading books. Wanderlust, a strong desire to travel and explore the world. Example, she was filled with wanderlust, eager to explore new.